Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Happy Monday. It is Monday, the 20th of April. We are on day 110 of the year. How are you feeling this morning? Hopefully you woke up well rested and ready to start the cycle of another week. Remember that everything in life is a cycle. Monday morning, another week, another cycle to begin. So check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, check in with the environment around you. Take a few moments of quiet this morning as you notice the natural world unfolding around you. Notice how you're feeling in your physical body. You can spend a few moments outside in nature. Just kind of focus on your breath. Watch the world waking up. Watch the natural world float by, the clouds, the birds. Listen to the sound of the wind in the trees. Just connect with the natural world and yourself for a few minutes before you get into the hustle and bustle of another day. As I said, we're on day 110 of the year. So open up your books to page 110. Find a nice, quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together. And let's see what 365 Tao by Deng Ming Tao has to say for us on the 110th day of the year on the subject of invocation. Invocation becomes declaration. Worship becomes recognition. When blessings mature, one glimpses the source. When one is young in Tao, all practices begin as external procedures. Sometimes it is difficult to understand their significance. We don't know what to expect. This is proper. Not daring to interfere with growth and discovery, those who follow Tao hesitate to go beyond technical instruction. Take worship, for example. At first, an invocation is something external. You repeat it, but really it means very little. You kneel down at the altar because you need something on which to focus. Once you realize that the true Tao is to be found within yourself, you shift your attention. Then worship becomes recognition. Your own spirit arises and you learn to tap into it on your own. If someone has told you what to look for, you might never be sure of your experiences. What comes from outer suggestion is not true Tao. Glimpsing the source leaves no doubts. So this is one of the things that I really love about Taoism, is that everything is up to you. All the experiences that you have in your life, the direction that you take your life, what you choose to do is 100% on you. And that's, I think, a really important part of, having an independent life. Obviously, it's important to be part of a community. It's important to have family. It's important to have friends, all of those things. But you need to be a self-sufficient and independent person on your own. And this really reiterates that. And where was the sentence that kind of popped up? Once you realize the true Tao is to be found within yourself, like everything really, the source of everything comes from within you. You can't really look externally for, and especially what I'm thinking right now, like for example, validation. A lot of people look for outside validation. They look for somebody to find them, somebody to validate them, somebody's opinion. They need something external to them to make them feel like whole or worthy or whatever it is within themselves. And as it says here, the true Tao is to be found within yourself. Shift your attention and worship becomes recognition. Everything that you need is right here. You don't need the validation of anything external to you. You don't need external validation from anybody. Yes, it's lovely to have compliments. It's lovely to receive support and kind words from people that appreciate you or things that you do, but you don't need those things. Because once you become dependent on anything outside of yourself, then you become reliant on those things. You have to depend on external validation. And that's a horrible cycle to be in, because then when it's not there, you get dragged back down, you start second guessing yourself, you feel unworthy, and you need something else or somebody else to validate you. So if you can escape the chains of external validation and validate yourself, be independent within yourself, believe in yourself, all of those things. And it does sound hard because we are social creatures, humans are supposed to be part of a community. And yes, we can do those things, but you need to also have a strong sense of self so that you are not dependent on anybody outside of you, especially when it comes to validation. You are enough on your own, and you should believe within yourself, believe in yourself, and not need anybody else to validate you or your existence. So that's an interesting way to start this week. I invite you to reread this passage in your own time and pull out anything that resonates with you and use it as a journaling prompt this morning. Thank you so much for being here for 110 days,